The story begins in a male prison where inmates are exercising when an alarm sounds, signaling them to return to their cells. One inmate begins to blackmail Sam, a prison guard, demanding that he smuggle in illegal items and—
Come on, baby. I need something from you, baby. Get in your cell. You understand me?
and threatening to expose him if he refuses.
You sent my boy $500 with tar and coke all over that shit. I'm trying to help you, man. What you expect? I'm a criminal, baby.
Feeling intimidated, Sam confronts the inmate but ends up injured, suffering a cut on his face. He later visits the doctor to check for a possible head injury and to get stitches. When Tim and other guards inquire about his injuries, Sam lied,
He's been giving me a lot of lift for a while.
claiming the inmate has been causing trouble for some time. To protect Sam from potential retaliation, the guards decide to relocate him to the tower.
Well, son, your first mistake was allowing him into your space and not calling for backup then.
A few days later, while on the prison tower, Sam notices something suspicious in the yard. Using a telescope for a better view, he witnesses a fight breaking out among the inmates. In a hurry, he activates the emergency alarm, prompting the guards to rush in with tear gas. As the chaos continues, the guards take their positions on the roof. The tear gas was thrown, affecting several inmates, but the fight persists. The guards then fire warning shots, forcing the inmates to the ground. In the midst of the chaos, two inmates attack another, causing the guards to fully gear up to enter the yard and begin restraining the inmates one by one. Meanwhile, on the roof, Warden Mills discusses the situation with guards Ed, Simmons, and Tim. While Tim defends Sam,
After the issue with Darryl Johnson, we felt it best to be separated from the inmates.
Well, he certainly can't go back in the tower.
Warden Mills expresses his anger and demands to know why Sam was on the tower, with Ed suggesting transfers to other departments like receiving or discharge, or even patrolling the perimeter. Tim continues to defend Sam, questioning the need for a transfer. Despite their objections, Warden Mills insists on sending Sam to the women's prison and calls for a lockdown to facilitate the move.
They will kill him if they get a chance.
Even when Tim warns that it's risky, the warden insists it's either the women's prison or Sam should consider finding a new job.
Women's prison.
Those girls will be all over him, sir. That could create a whole new set of problems.
But if he can't be trusted to not the inmates, then maybe he needs to find a different career. It's the women's prison, or he will be released.
Sam's was transferred to the women's prison. Next scene, he was seen stepping aside to let the female inmates walk by. They start making flirtatious gestures at him, some even making suggestive moves.
I need search, Daddy.
Inmate Cherry spots Sam as she enters the classroom, and they exchange friendly signals. However, Miriam Meskey notices their overly friendly interaction and demands to know why Sam is in the women's prison. He explains that it was for his own safety after an incident at the men's facility. Miriam warns him that the female inmates are just as manipulative as the males and will try to take advantage of him. During lesson on human evolution, Cherry uses a mirror to sneak glances at Sam, who is standing at the back of the classroom. During the break, the guards chat about the differences between the men's maximum security prison and the women's facility, joking that today feels like a vacation to Sam compared to the men's prison, which some guard likens to be a jungle. Others caution him to wait and see what happens after the women are locked up for the night.
They're gonna cry, and they're gonna give you every sob story,
mentioning that the inmates will cry. They explain the unique risks of the women's prison.
There's guys in uniform having relationships with inmates.
It's not just guys.
Assholes come in every gender.
And advise Sam to follow the rules strictly, as this prison poses dangers of a different nature.
This prison's dangerous in a different way.
At bedtime, the guards lock each cell one by one until they find an inmate with a hidden phone.
Let me see it.
See what?
Stand and face the wall.
Close A20.
What a waste of money.
Come on, man. I don't need y'all looking at that.
You know the rules. Close A19. Take 17.
Sam is then assigned to lock the next cell, where he finds Cherry pretending to read a magazine. He checks in with her, asking if she's okay.
You good?
Him now.
And she responds positively, requesting that her cell be closed. The next day, Sam stands by the classroom door as the inmates pass, and one inmate deliberately pushes Cherry into him. She grabs his jacket and says she'll see him tonight, prompting a female guard to remind him to keep his head straight, warning that the women might exploit his vulnerability. That night, as Sam instructs the inmates to turn off their bunk lights,
Lights out.
he approaches Cherry's cell and finds her exposed, leaving him deeply affected by his emotions as he gazes at her. Everything is being recorded on camera without their knowledge. Next day, Sam was in the control room. Cherry begins to act oddly.
Yeah, she doesn't look too good.
Ready on me if she needs to go to the infirmary. Now buzz you through.
Prompting Sam to go and inquire about her well-being. She feigns a pain in her side to get permission to visit the infirmary.
My side, I don't know.
Your stomach?
My side, I don't know. Ow.
Ask her if she can walk or if she needs a stretcher.
You need a stretcher?
I can walk, I can walk.
The guard asks Sam if Cherry can walk or if he should fetch a stretcher. Cherry insists she can walk, and being the nice guy he is, Sam supports her as they make their way. However, she suddenly pulls him into a secluded area under the stairwell, away from the cameras.
No cameras here. Nobody can see us.
A spot that seems to be a common meeting place for secret encounters.
Yeah, baby, you want to.
But Sam hesitates for a moment but quickly gives in. In a shocking turn, Cherry becomes aggressive, stabbing Sam multiple times in the neck before screaming for help. It appears she's trying to frame the situation as if Sam had harassed her, claiming self-defense. She crawls out of the stairwell, crying for help, attempting to convince others that she survived an attack and was justified in her actions. Sam's naivety and inexperience made him an easy target for the violent inmates around him.
Isn't this a violation of her Miranda rights?
She's in prison. She doesn't have Miranda rights in here.
You have a lot to learn about inmates.
There's an element of trust in place between the two of you that we do not have.
A corrections officer has been killed and posthumously accused of rape.
These girls have no options. I have a class to teach. I'm not going to miss it.
We'd better get going then.
What is it you're hoping I discover?
There was no tearing of the vaginal wall. No scratches on his face or arms. No visible signs of a struggle on her body.
Pencil stab to the neck 30 times seems evidence of a struggle.
Those were offensive wounds. She suffered no defensive wounds. None. That coupled with the fact that his uncle was killed at almost the exact same time, we question it.
Question what?
The claim is self-defense.
Well, that means you question the...
Yes. But inmates are immune to our lies and they're immune to our threats.
Just ask her what happened. Question the things that don't add up and show her the compassion you're known for.
Compassion.
It's one tactic we haven't tried.
We don't have it. That's why you're here.
Did he commit a crime?
Miss McCluskey, look at that. I feel better already.
For more interesting stories, please like and subscribe. Your support motivates us to keep going.